Okay, so I connected my two aquariums with this tube. Basically all you have to do to make the two tanks auto level is to fill a tube completely with water and then submerge the ends in either of the tanks, and this will automatically siphon water back and forth between the two tanks so that the level stays the same. And as you can see, I think, there you go, this is the bottom of the tube that goes into one tank, and the other is right back there behind that coral. And as you can see, my water's kind of cloudy. I just put a buffer in, and I might have put too much in there. I think you can see here the algae bloom. They said that's one of the side effects, which is kind of a good thing for me because I'm trying to start the algae in these tanks so I can get algae eaters contributing to the fish waste as well, so that I can feed more plants. But the reason I wanted to connect these two tanks is because I just added another pot, and it's not completely full of gravel. I'm just starting the bacteria colony so that I can start growing some more food in there. I'm gonna go get some more basil seeds, but basically what happens is the water pumps into here, and this has its own siphon right there, and once that siphon goes, it starts dumping into this pot. Okay, and this pot fills up, and then it siphons and it drains all into here. Well, we've got all this draining into this tank, but I don't have any extra filtration in this tank, so I figured, you know, if I hook the two tanks up, they will work in unison. So this filter and that filter are both filtering the water in both of these tanks, so I guess that just makes it work better. I figured it would help. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and trip the system so you can see how it works. And I have it set up on 15-minute intervals now, and there you go. So there's water coming into the first tank. And it takes quite a while to fill up because it's not full of medium, so it has to fill completely with water. And so we'll go back over here. And wait just a second, and it'll start to siphon out of this one and into the next bed. And I'm just waiting for something to catastrophically fail and just cover my room in water. It would be amazing and fun. And as you see there, once the bubbles start going away, that's the complete siphon. Okay, and come down here, and as you can see, this water level is a little bit higher because it takes a little bit longer to siphon the water from that tank into this tank. But every time we start this siphon, it pulls water from this tank to this tank, and we're exchanging water. And as you can see, the siphon for the last one just started. And you'll see this will go all the way up to the top, barely leaving enough room for it to even drain. And what I'm going to do is use my AT Tinies to better time this so that it doesn't get this high. And as you can see, it's still draining out, and you hear the gurgling. But as you can see, the water levels aren't the same height anymore. And here in just a second, it's going to start evening out, and you'll see the level on the left start to lower, and you'll see the level on the right start to raise up. and in this way you can use the water from both tanks with only one pump, pumping from one tank. And this was just the most economical way I could think of to get water out of both tanks into the flower pots. And after I study this for a little while and find out, you know, what works best for the tanks and the ratio of fish to plant, I'm going to scale it up and I'm going to put it in the backyard. But as you can see, the left side has fallen and the right side has come up, and they are equalized. And if you look down here, you can see they're not even at the same level. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell that they're not at the same level, but the water will always be at the same level. So if one tank's higher than the other, you have to account for that. But I hope you liked it. Thanks.